In today's video, we're taking our very first look at the Evo Max 4T. The very first time I got a chance to see this drone was at CES 2023. It was in a controlled environment. I didn't get a chance to fly it. So today's video, we're gonna do a complete unboxing of this. We're gonna talk about what comes with the kit. We'll talk about the hardware, the smart controller. We're not gonna fly it in this video. I wanna save that for another video so I don't dilute this video with unnecessary information. But with that being said, let's get started. What's good, everybody? Ken here, you're watching Original Dobo. Today's video, we take a look at the Evo Max 4T. This is also the very first video I'm doing in the new studio, so bear with me as I sort of level out the acoustics in this facility. But with that being said, let's just jump into the Evo Max 4T. So every single Evo Max 4T is going to come with this nice waterproof case, and it really is a super nice case. We have some subtle Evo Max branding here on the front. Very well designed. We have some safety clips right up here in the front area. This is going to basically prevent you from accidentally opening this case. In order to open this, you have to sort of depress these. You got like a little area here, and you get a nice little satisfying click. That's going to go ahead and open it. Opening up the case, we have the Evo Max. We have the version 3 smart controller, which looks exactly like the version 2 and version 1. Little leaflet that you can go out to Autel support for more information. Lifting out the smart controller, this kit is not a Flymore kit. Essentially, we only get one battery. We get a charging brick. We get the charging brick for the actual smart controller itself. And that charging brick, I believe, is the same. This is a 65 watt charger on this, so 65 watt wall wart, so pretty similar to what we have on the Evo 2 series, so nothing really different there. There is some spare props underneath there, and then there's some tools so you can change the props out if you need to. And then of course now we have the beautiful Evo Max 4T. Good looking drone. Let me go ahead and get this case out of the way so we can take a look at this closer. Alrighty, so I just do want to get the elephant in the room out of the way. Yes, this definitely does look a lot like a Mavic now that it is gray. Something to keep in mind, there's only so many colors that manufacturers can really target when you're painting a drone. Black is sort of off the table because if you think about it, putting a black drone in the air is not a good idea because it's going to absorb heat. And in order to keep this cool, keep batteries cool, I think it was either a combination of either white or gray. But when you're targeting enterprise or search and rescue or even law enforcement, I think gray is a much more appealing color. It's definitely a lot more appealing than orange, even though that orange is easy to see in the air. All right, let's go ahead and unfold this and take a closer look at the hardware. So first glance here, I will say that the hardware feels really good. It feels solid. I don't feel any creaks or kinks in it. It just feels super solid in the hand. It is a big drone. I know that as of right now, me showing you this doesn't really showcase the size. I'm gonna do a comparison against the Mavic 3 so you can really understand how much bigger this is versus that drone, because right now you really won't have a good gauge of how big it is. It is a bigger drone. You do have obstacle avoidance on the top here, 2 of them. We also have a beacon. It's nice to see that there's a dedicated beacon on this. We also have a port here. This port will be used for external accessories that you can get, such as an RTK module, a speaker, spotlight. I guess you could put a spotlight on there now. I don't really know why many people do that. I've never found much benefit to that, but you can put a spotlight on there if you wanted to. Obstacle avoidance is in the rear of this. And then of course we have obstacle avoidance in the front, and then we also have obstacle avoidance on the bottom. They call this 720-degree obstacle avoidance. There's definitely more obstacle avoidance on this aircraft than any other aircraft that Autel's created before it. So that is interesting to see. Let's take this gimbal cover off. This gimbal cover is a little bit fiddly, I'm not gonna lie. I almost broke this thing a few times already. So there are multiple payloads that can be purchased for the Evo Max. This is the Max 4T payload. Now this payload has a zoom sensor, a wide angle sensor, laser rangefinder, and the infrared sensor, the thermal camera up front here. It is no longer a FLIR sensor. This is much more similar to what's on the Mavic 3T. So if you're wondering, it is not a FLIR sensor. Got the laser rangefinder over here to the left. We have the wide and zoom lens. Now, what's interesting with the Max is we have 50 megapixel wide angle lens. We have a 48 megapixel telephoto zoom lens. That's good for up to 8K resolution, which is sort of nice because you got a lot more resolution to play with, especially when zooming. We will have to take a look at that in practice as we go through and use it and see how it actually performs. My guess is it's going to perform fairly well. I would say that the Evo 8K was pretty impressive with the overall resolution. I never had any complaints or problems with that. So, you know, take that for what it is. But again, you do have multiple payloads. This is the 4T and not the 4N. Now the 4N has the Starlight sensor, which does much better in low light. So think of it like the H20N, which you can find on the DJI Matrice. That does amazing in low light, but it's not like low light performance like you would think of. It just really takes all available ambient lighting and concentrates it to the sensor, but it also does that at a much lower frames per second. So it's good if you don't need thermals and you're looking to make out certain key details. That's when you would need that N sensor. So not totally need it for every situation, but something worth noting. But overall, yeah, I think that it looks good. Down here at the bottom, we do have a fan. Do have a downward facing light, which is nice. Underneath of this is very well designed. On the back side here, we do have some ports. SD card port, already has an SD card in there, USB-C, and I wanna say that that is an HDMI cable. If I'm not mistaken, it looks like a micro HDMI cable in here. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's micro HDMI. That's what Sony used to have in its cameras. So I guess if you wanted to offload or play footage back directly from the aircraft, you can do that. I'm not really 100% sure. I'll have to take further note, but that's what it looks like as an HDMI cable. So sort of interesting. Evo Max does have what they call hot swappable batteries, where it will give you 20 seconds in between the batteries to pull out, pop another battery in there. So far in my experience, I haven't been able to get that to work. I will have to ask Autel support if there's a trick to that. I didn't see anything in the owner's manual that would indicate that I had to do anything differently to get that to function. It gives you, like I said, 20 seconds, 25 seconds to swap the battery in and out and put another battery in. That is a very unique feature for an aircraft of this size, simply because no other aircraft allows you to hot swap the battery with a single battery. Usually they have multiple batteries. They have two batteries, like Matrice has a left battery, right battery. In theory, you can hot swap those batteries. Same thing with an Inspire, but not on a Mavic style aircraft could you hot swap batteries. So that is a really unique feature, and it's exclusive to the Max 4T. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and bring the Mavic 3 Pro up here, because I just wanna do a brief size comparison for those that were wondering. So here's the Mavic 3 Pro next to the Max, and you can see that the Max definitely towers over the Mavic. I mean, it is just a much larger drone, and you wouldn't tell that if I didn't put them side by side. You wouldn't be able to tell that it was such a huge difference as far as size goes, but this is absolutely massive, which is pretty crazy. Looking at the front of each of these drones, again, very different. They're meant for different work tasks, but you can see the payload on the Max 4T is huge, and even just the overall layout, though, I wanna say just I don't want to say wingspan, but the arms, so much different on the Max 4T. I mean, even though they look, again, they look very similar, it's undeniable that the Autel definitely has some design cues from the DJI aircraft. But side by side, this is just a huge, huge drone in comparison to that of the Mavic. Alrighty, let's go ahead and take a look at the new version 3 smart controller, because the new version 3 smart controller, they did make some enhancements, and now we have a dedicated enterprise app. So we're no longer using the Autel Explorer app. We have a dedicated app, which is called the Autel Enterprise app, which I think that's pretty fantastic. I'm gonna go ahead and power this on, and then we'll take a look at the brand new application here. Alrighty, so now everything's booted up here. We're in the Autel Enterprise app. I do want to point out that I do feel like the overall interface for the brand new smart controller version 3 has been much enhanced. Like, it just feels a lot more fluid. Enterprise app's going to look like this. It's going to state Autel Enterprise. That is the only application installed on here. So if you were wondering if there's the Autel Explorer app on here, it isn't here. So it is Enterprise only. I do not know if the previous versions of the Autel Enterprise drones will work on this. Again, it would have to be compliant with the brand new transmission, which is the V3 transmission system. So if it's not, it likely would not function. But I just want to go ahead and just show you how fast it is to swap between the infrared camera, which is a thermal camera, and the RGB sensors. So just take a look at how fast this swaps between the two, which is actually pretty crazy, because on previous Enterprise drones, it used to take a little bit of time for it to actually swap. We also have the side-by-side mode where we can switch over and we can put this into RGB mode. So if you want to switch this over to IR, you can switch this over to IR. Right now I had it on the maps, but we can switch again. We can switch this over to map, or we can switch this back to the zoom, or I should say the RGB sensor. And then of course we have our tri mode where we can have the map, the IR, and the RGB sensor, so all in one, so we can be tracking the actual physical location of the aircraft while also watching the RGB and the thermal sensor. So I think that is a really nice touch, and they made this interface super easy to navigate. If you wanted to change your palette, it's really easy. They actually made a really intuitive icon, which I like. It literally looks like a color palette that you would get from Home Depot. You just tap it, and you have all your color palettes readily available that you can toggle through and be able to see your information in real time. This IR sensor is also zoom. I believe we have 16 times digital zoom on this lens here, so you can really sort of zoom in on objects. Yeah, so it's 16 times digital zoom, which is pretty nice. But again, the whole interface is much more refined, a lot less clunky than it was in previous generations. So I'll just bring this up here to the camera so we can get a closer look. But again, I can't stress enough, just swapping between the cameras and the different setup, how clean and easy it is to go back and forth. Of course, if you wanted to expand on any one of these cameras, you can just tap the full icon and it will immediately expand back. And then if you want to jump back to that side-by-side and go right into your thermal, you can do that. But the whole interface just really feels super fluid. And I think that's one of the biggest improvements that I can state from Autel right now with the Max 4T. The other thing we do have that laser rangefinder where you can toggle that on and off and measure the distance between your subject. You get longitude and latitude of whatever it is that you're measuring. We have AI recognition. Right now it's recognizing my lamp as a subject, but if I go and stand in front of it, you should see that it will actually recognize me as a subject. So you can see it's actually recognizing me much like cameras do. It can actually recognize human subjects, can recognize animals and vehicles, which I think is pretty interesting. That's something that we don't see a lot of on other aircraft, so it's neat to see them taking advantage of some of these AI features. We also have waypoints on this. We have missions, so we can tap the waypoints, we can add a waypoint, we can remove a waypoint, we could go back to the main setup and get out of that. We can go to the missions. You can pre-program missions, which is fantastic. So there's a lot of fantastic new features that they have added into the new Enterprise app specifically for enterprise users. Something I do want to stress because I'll get asked, this is not a drone for consumers or hobbyists. This is not something I'm going to go out and take photos of a house with. This is not something you're just going to go out and fly for fun. This is a drone meant to do serious work for people that have some of the most demanding jobs out there, whether you are law enforcement, whether you're doing inspections, whether you are a fire department, whether you're search and rescue, doesn't matter. This is what this is really designed for. So when I do the flight video, we'll take a look at some of the characteristics that matter most for those doing those jobs. Again, not a hobby grade drone, but it is nice to see the direction that Autel is going with this aircraft. All right, let me go ahead and power this off and I'll give you some final thoughts here on the overall unboxing. Alrighty, so that was the first look at the hardware on the Autel Evo Max 4T. Overall, I will say I was a little bit concerned when I first saw this at CES. I just had in the back of my mind that we weren't going to see this until summertime. Now, I wasn't really wrong because here we are in, what are we, in May? And we're now starting to see this release. But what I do appreciate, and I do appreciate of most manufacturers, is the fact that they do take their time and make things correct. And what I will say for Autel's sake is they at least took their time and refined the things that matter most to the pilots using their aircraft. and it is smooth, it is fluid. We'll see how it flies. If it flies awesome, then I'm gonna give this an absolute green light thumbs up. One other thing I wanted to make mention of, we do have a much larger battery on this unit. This is probably the largest battery we've ever seen in an Evo. It's an 8070 milliamp hour battery, so this thing is ginormous. It's good for about 42 minutes of flight. Now you may be saying to yourself, well, other aircrafts can achieve up to 45 minutes of flight, but something you have to keep in mind is the Evo Max is a much larger aircraft. It's the largest, heaviest foldable drone of this caliber, excluding the M30. So you're not gonna get that crazy flight time out of this like you would have, let's say, a Mavic or a Mini 3. So you gotta sort of compare the weight ratio to power ratio on this aircraft to really appreciate what it's capable of doing. So there isn't an aircraft of this size also that has a laser rangefinder as of right now. So that's something else to consider when you're thinking about shopping for this. So, you know, price-wise, these are about $8,900. So is it more than a Mavic 3T? Yes, absolutely it is. But again, you're just getting just a little bit more out of this. Again, it's a modular drone, laser rangefinder, different capabilities, similar payloads to that of larger aircrafts of its caliber. So, I mean, I definitely think it's interesting, but like I said, I'll reserve my final thoughts on this after we do the flight and I'm able to give you some performance thoughts, because that's really what it's gonna boil down to. Right now on the surface, everything checks out, but we'll do that flight and see how it performs. If everything checks out good, I'll definitely be giving this a stamp of approval. All right, that's gonna do it for this video. If you enjoyed, be sure to go ahead and let me know, either comment or just drop it a like, whatever, good or bad or indifferent. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'll be in the comments section for a little bit trying to answer any and all questions, because I know a lot of people still have questions about this, people that were considering buying this. One other thing I want to sort of close out with, the Autel drone does not solve the country of origin issue that we are faced here in America. Unfortunately, this drone is still manufactured in China, so it's going to suffer some of the problems that DJI is suffering right now. The only way we're going to be able to solve that fully is to have drones like this that are made in America. And this is a problem that is plaguing this country, and it's starting to sweep its way across the nation. And the more we can do to get out in front of this and alleviate concerns about drones made in China, I think the better off we'll be. It's such a crazy thing that keeps happening. And you know, my biggest concern, it's going to spread into the private sector and cause problems for service providers like myself or even you watching this video. So be proactive, get out there, talk to your lawmakers about these issues, and make sure they understand that these drones help us do the jobs that we do every day to, you know, to make a livelihood. So it's very important. Also, big thanks DroneWorks for providing this drone so we can take a look at. We actually have these drones on pre-order. We're going to be shipping them within about, I want to say 12 days. So if you're interested in an Evo Max 4T, we'll have a link down in the description below. Be sure to get that order in. I do have a bit of a wait list going right now, but I have a couple of spots still available. So just throwing that out there. All right, I will see you in the next video. Stay original.
I heard they checking for me, no one checking on me, so I had to go run up a check. I got the message on me, ain't no flexing on me, my attorney gon' call and collect. Blessings on blessings for me, my successes only made them envious, they got upset. I had to put all their egos in check. I want the money to